In just a few minutes, a city of over 18 million people was overwhelmed by rain and wind. Wind speeds reached 128 kilometers per hour. Rain exceeded 50 millimeters in 1 hour, and everything happened too fast to understand. Lam, an ordinary office worker in Guangzhou, on March 30th, 2026. He stepped out of a metro station. The sky was still bright. There was no clear warning, nothing that made him stop. The weather that day was like any other temperature, around 24 to 32 degrees Celsius, high, humidity, heavy air, typical for southern China. If you live in Southeast Asia, you know this feeling: sticky air, slow movement, nothing unusual, nothing threatening. Then the sky changed, not slowly, not gradually, but suddenly daylight faded. Within minutes, it turned almost dark. Shadows disappeared. Colors faded. One person said, in a moment it became night, and that moment was the beginning. The rain began, not as drops, but as force, 54.8 millimeters in just 1 hour. Some areas over 100 millimeters. In a few hours, rain like this does not fall. It hits, it overwhelms, it takes control. Then came the wind. At first, just strong, then stronger, then uncontrollable. Up to 35.7 meters per second, about 128 kilometers per hour, equivalent to storm force, like a typhoon, but without warning, without preparation, without time. These numbers are not just statistics. They explain why everything collapsed so quickly. If you want to understand how events like this really happen, you can follow the channel, because understanding is not just knowledge, it is protection. Water rose. Not slowly, but instantly. Drainage systems failed. Water pushed back. From underground manholes overflowed. Roads became rivers. Elevated roads looked like flowing water. Cars stopped. Engines died. People froze. Traffic collapsed. Lam tried to move, but the wind pushed him back. Rain hit his face. He could barely see. Around him, people were running, some shouting, some just standing still, not knowing what to do, because everything was happening too fast. Trees fell. Roots pulled from the ground. Soil was saturated, heavy with water. Wind added force, and everything gave way. Structures broke. Metal bent. Glass shattered. People could not stand. Some had to hold on to anything just to stay upright. In that moment, Lam remembered something simple. Humans can build everything, but cannot control everything. In many Asian cultures, nature is more than physical. It carries meaning. It carries balance. Moments like this make people pause, not out of fear, but awareness, a quiet realization of how small we are. Warm, humid air from the south met cold air from the north, creating instability. A powerful convective system. It builds energy, releases suddenly, fast, violent, difficult to predict, and even harder to escape. If you think disasters always give time, events like this prove otherwise. This channel helps you understand not just what happened, but why. If that matters to you, stay with us. Then it stopped. No wind, no rain, no movement, only water, still heavy, silent. A strange silence after chaos. Cars remained where they stopped. Trees lay across roads. Water covered everything. People stood quietly, looking around, trying to understand what just happened. A city still, but changed.
出嘅時俾一隻嘅產寶喺度，實大條啫嘛，只有不用大條。
Temperature rising 0.22 degrees per decade. Heavy rain days from 3.6 to 10.7. More moisture, more energy, more extreme events. This is not rare anymore. It is becoming normal. This could happen in Ho Chi Minh City, Bangkok, Manila, Jakarta. Same climate, same structure, same risks. The difference is only time. The fear is not the storm. It is the realization that everything feels normal until it suddenly is not that moment, when control disappears without warning. If this helped you understand, stay with natural destruction, because understanding nature is not optional. It is survival. The storm lasted hours, but its impact lasts much longer, and the question remains, next time, will you recognize it before it is too late?